Good morning. It is a real pleasure to be here this morning. At the outset, I would like to express my sincerest condolences for the victims of the recent terrorist attacks in Sri Lanka. At this critical hour, we stand with the people of Sri Lanka exactly in the manner that we stood with them when Sri Lanka was fighting a 30-year war against LTT terrorism. The challenge of terrorism and violent extremism is a challenge which is not foreign to this region. All countries of the South Asian region, including Bangladesh, have faced this problem for quite some time. As you are aware, in the recent past, Bangladesh was faced with a serious challenge from terrorism and violent extremism and has taken a number of important steps to counter that challenge. In the course of this presentation, I want to outline some of the steps that Bangladesh has taken to counter the challenges. Firstly, a major emphasis was given after the attacks in 2015 and particularly after the 1st of July 2016 attack on the Holy Artisan Bakery. A major emphasis was given to bolster the capacity of our law enforcement and security agencies so that they can effectively degrade and destroy the operational networks of various militant groups. This was done by building their capacity both nationally but also in concert with our international partners. I hasten to add the Bangladeshi law enforcement and security agencies were already quite adept in countering violent extremism, but as the variant of the threat had changed, as the nature of the threat had changed, we felt there was a need to augment their capacity even further. As a result of which, through training, through infusion of new technology, through new tools being provided with them, new legal regulations being promulgated to empower them even further, they were able to effectively degrade the operational capabilities of militant organizations to a large extent. And you will see over the past few years, a large number of networks have been disrupted, militants have been apprehended, and our law enforcement and security agencies have been very adroit in a manner that we were able to bring down the number of attacks to a point which was much lower than 2015 and 2016. The creation of organizations such as the Counter-Terrorism and Transnational Crime Unit of the Dhaka Metropolitan Police is one such example. Secondly, a major emphasis was given in order to understand the nature of online radicalization, and steps were taken not only to curb the ability of the militant groups to spread their propaganda through the internet, but also to curb their ability to use the internet for raising finances, exchanging technical know-how, and other nefarious purposes. This was done by adding new technology, creating specialized agencies, but at the same time by also creating new legislation to empower those agencies to take the right measures. There's a growing realization now, not just in Bangladesh, but regionally and worldwide, that in order to effectively counter militant and terrorist organizations, countering their presence in the virtual world is absolutely critical. And I think this is a lesson that also applies very importantly for Sri Lanka right now. Thirdly, a major emphasis was also given in order to raise public awareness about terrorism and violent extremism. This is an ideational battle. This is a battle where the enemy is present everywhere. And in order to fight this enemy, we need support from the people, because the people are the center of gravity in this battle. And therefore, major efforts have been given to raise awareness among the public so that if they notice any suspicious individual or activity, they can report to the police and other authorities in a quick fashion. Efforts have also been taken to create new technological tools such as applications or apps through which the people can communicate directly with specialized police units if they have any information. And I think these are some of the efforts which have gone a long way in building the trust between the security and law enforcement agencies and the public, and also making the public more aware about the dangers that lurk. Building social resilience and building large-scale public awareness about violent extremism therefore have been very important tools. Lastly, major efforts have also been given to increase coordination among agencies, increase more information sharing, increase more cooperation with think tanks and civil society. The think tanks in Bangladesh, including the think tank that I head, or I work in, Bangladesh Institute of Peace and Security Studies, and under which the Specialized Center for Bangladesh Center for Terrorism Research, have been very instrumental in working in close coordination with our law enforcement and security agencies in creating what we call a whole of government, a whole of society, and a whole of nations approach towards violent extremism. I would hasten to add that our job is not done yet. It is still work in progress. There is still a long way to go, but we are working quite earnestly towards the goal of creating a full spectrum response against violent extremism. And in creating that full spectrum response, we are constantly analyzing the threats, constantly analyzing the changing nature of the threats, such as the aspects of female radicalization and so on, and trying to constantly stay ahead of the curve in this case. I would again say this is an ideological battle, this is an ideational battle, so operational measures alone will not suffice. And as we have seen in Bangladesh, major efforts have also been given to formulating strategic responses, such as countering radicalization, looking at issues of prison radicalization, and so on. So therefore, a combination of operational and strategic approaches have to be taken in order to formulate an effective CVE strategy. These are some of the experiences we have had, and we would be very happy to share with our friends and partners in Sri Lanka some of the lessons we have learned from our fight against terrorism. Thank you very much.